Welcome on in to Battlehawks Hub Weekly. I'm Luke Slabaugh. Love you, St. Louis. That's the #1 Battlehawks fan, Judy Strawder. Judy, it is Conference Championship week. It all comes down to this. Sunday, 5 o'clock kick at the Battle Dome between the St. Louis Battlehawks and the DC Defenders. How we doing?
I'm so hyped up. I'm having a hard time sleeping. I'm so excited. I can't wait. For two reasons. The Defenders are a great team. So I know that we are really going to give it our all, and it's going to be a fantastic game. We got an 8-2 record. I'm still over the moon about that. And just the fact that in a couple of weeks, I'm going to go to the championship game watching my Battlehawks play the Panthers. That's how it's going to go.
She's got her money on Battlehawks Panthers. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think in the chat. The Battlehawks, if they make it to the championship game, who they'll play, what your matchups are, what the outlook is for you this week in the XFL Conference Championship game. We at Sports Hub STL are presented by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, by HotShots, and by DraftKings. The crown is yours. It's one game separates the Battlehawks from their first shot at a pro football championship for the city of St. Louis in 25 years. And here to bring us some perspective on that is receiver Jerome Kapp. Jerome, thanks so much for joining us here as we lead up to game day. How are you doing this week?
It's a different feeling for sure, but attacking the week each and every week we play a game. We call every game a championship game because that's just how much it means to us. So the feeling is different because it's do or die, win or go home. But the preparation is the same. The game plan's still the same. And we're just looking forward to playing DC on Sunday and hopefully coming out with a W.
You mentioned the feeling and that attitude changing a little bit with the competitive nature of this game and the stakes. So how would you describe this team's attitude as it does laser in on this DC team for the third time this season?
It's a similar feeling that we had last year when we played San Antonio week 10 and then San Antonio again in the playoffs. We're just taking what we know from last year and learning from our mistakes and learning from how we attacked that week compared to how we're attacking this week. So although last year left a bitter taste in our mouth, we're going to learn from that and come out on Sunday firing on all cylinders. And I have full belief in this team, this coaching staff. This is the tightest knit team I've been on. And I think a lot of guys would agree with me saying that. So, every single player on the field would go out and die for the other player, and the coaches likewise. So, as we attack the practice today, it's the same mindset as whether it's week 2. It's the same thing each and every week. And if we keep the main thing, I think we're going to like the outcome on Sunday.
Judy?
Talking about how close-knit and tight the team is, I was asking Kavion last week, because, the first couple of weeks were really rocky. And, we had Coach Kyle on, and, he kind of told us, because, we had those 2 losses in a row, and he said, put my word on it, we're not going to lose anymore. We've got it together. And, and I posed the same question to Kavion last week. And he kind of said, yeah, the first couple of weeks were a bit rocky, and then you guys just kind of all came together, and he talked exactly about the closeness of the team, and the inside jokes, and you guys are kind of always there to pick each other up. Can you expand a little bit more on that whole thing? Like, what were those first 4 weeks like before we hit our stride?
Yeah, of course. Looking back on it, I think those week 3 and week 4, when we dropped those 2 games, I think that's exactly what we needed. It was a wake-up call. We started out hot, 2-0, beating up on teams, and then we came down to earth against DC and then in Arlington. So looking back on it, I think that was the best thing that could have happened because, we ripped off 6 games to end the year, going for 7 this Sunday. So it kind of brought us back down to earth. We knew we were a talented team. We knew how close we are, and we knew that we were going to rally for each other. Week 4, Manny going down, that was an unfortunate situation, and Max being thrown in there after not taking a bunch of reps, we had to rally behind him. And I think we've gotten closer each and every week, whether it's extra time in the meeting room, extra time on the practice field, just getting a good feel for the quarterback switch up. Because, you can go from any quarterback to another one. It's going to be a different feeling. And
Absolutely.
Their cadence is different in the huddle. Just everything to do with that, and to be sprung into a game situation like that on the first drive. I mean, my heart goes out to Manny. He's been a constant presence on this team, whether it's in the group chat or in the building whenever he gets a chance. And I know Max is leaning on him as well. But like I said before, I'm happy that we dropped those 2 games, because it brought us back down to earth, and we're able to know what that feels like and kind of build on that each and every week leading up to this week and hopefully next week.
I mean, that's just incredible. I absolutely love it. Having you guys on the show has just been so cool, because you each have a different perspective, but it's all the same goal. And I just think that that's really awesome. So just even hearing you talk about that, that's so cool. I love the mindset of all of this. And I mean, as someone who's been with the team since 2020 and just absolutely adore all of you, that I mean, this Sunday is one of the most excited I've ever been. And I mean, and we're talking about, like, we even have our opening days and everything else. I mean, this Sunday is huge. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're all super excited to get there. And the long week kind of makes it feel like it's weeks away, playing last Friday. But I mean, we got some time off, got our legs under us, and we hit the ground running this week. An extra day, 2 days ago, really gives us an advantage. Game planning wise, and also getting the feel of the plays.
Now, are you guys talking about what the dome's going to be like on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, we are. And it's hard not to, because just understanding what our fan base is like and having a playoff game that means so much against a team that we've lost to previously this season and then beat in the monsoon last week. 1-1 record, playing the rubber match in St. Louis in the dome. It's hard not to know what it's going to be like, and it's hard not to talk about it. I mean, we're all super excited to get in there, and just that battle walk into the dome. I mean, it's going to be storybook. And from the start, getting off the buses to the end of the game, I mean, it's going to be awesome, and I'm looking forward to it.
I will be there to watch you guys get off the buses. I'm going to get down to my tailgate group. We're going to get down there at 10, and then I'll make my way over to Bayer Plaza and watch you guys get off the buses. But I mean, I'm super stoked. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And you know, and even, you know, talk amongst, you know, the fans in St. Louis. I mean, everybody is bringing someone, and you know, Coach Beck always says, bring a friend, bring a friend. Well, I mean, you're hearing people say, I'm bringing 7 friends, I'm bringing 10 friends. And Coach Beck, you know, he even made this whole video, like, just to say, come on, guys, please fill the dome.
Yeah.
This is it. This is what you guys have all been waiting for. So, I mean, the chatter around the city is huge.
Yeah. I mean, we're all looking forward to it. I mean, the fan base has been incredible this year. And we're hoping that it's a lot of the same this week for sure.
Jerome, you've got a fantastic story. Kid from Scranton, Pennsylvania, plays at Kutztown, gets a cup of coffee in training camp with the New York Jets. Pursuing this dream is just fascinating to watch. How has your perseverance been tested in this football journey of yours?
I think a lot of guys would agree with me and say there's a lot of adversity. There's a lot of unknown. Being with the Jets was amazing. I mean, I learned more about football in 3 months than I have my whole career. So just taking whatever I could and giving it my all each and every day, being the first one in, last one out. Just doing everything that I can control, doing it the right way, and doing it the best out of anybody. And I just let the chips fall where they may, and it didn't fall my way. And after that, it was a lot of just hitting the ground running again. I mean, I went right back into training with my college coach, and just waiting on an opportunity, really having faith in my agent, doing everything that I can to stay ready and be ready when and if that call comes. And Coach Beck gave me the opportunity last year to come and try out for my spot and do whatever I can to make this team better and a winner. And just knowing that nothing's guaranteed in this. I mean, Coach Beck talked about it a couple weeks ago, saying that if you show up late for your job at a 9 to 5, you might get yelled at, but you're not going to get fired. In this profession, you can get cut at any point in the season, whether you screw something up or don't. A lot of the stuff's out of your control. So just focusing on what you can control and being the best player that you can be on a daily basis, being a constant every single day is something that I can't control, and that's something that I take pride in. and just being an uplifting spirit. I mean, being the first one to celebrate with someone who scores a touchdown, not being selfish. I mean, this is going back to this team. This is the most selfless team I've been on. I mean, we don't care who gets the ball. I mean, we're going to be the first one to celebrate. I mean, you see the defense gets an interception. The offensive guys are in the end zone. We're trying to get guys scrambled out for the 2-point or 1-point conversion. I mean, it's just like each and every week somebody steps up and makes a play. And that's the beauty of it, because you don't know when your time's going to come. But when it does come, we're all ready for it, because that's just how these coaches prepare us. And I couldn't be more grateful to be on this team, and looking forward to Sunday. 4 other teams don't get this opportunity, and we are one of them. So just being grateful for the opportunity and continuing to keep our head down and not make the moment too big and just go out there and play ball.
You've stressed the importance of being a good teammate. You said that you all would die for one another when it comes down to brass tacks. What is your role this week in helping this team prepare for its conference championship challenge against DC?
It'll be a lot of the same. I mean, I'm going to be on all 4 special teams, just doing what I can to try to make tackles, make blocks for Peasy and Blake, returning punts and kicks, and Gary. Just trying to be the best guy I can, and not try to do too much, not try to be Superman out there, and just do my job, do it at a high level. And then if one of the wide receivers need a break, I know all the positions. I'll be right in there, and we won't miss a beat. So just being able to be there for everybody, be a constant on the sidelines when the offense is on the field, being ready for if and when my moment comes, and just doing whatever I can on special teams to make a difference.
I'll let you out on this. From 2-2 to 8-2, this Battlehawks offense has been opportunistic, and it scored points when it mattered. What is it about offensive coordinator Phil McGagan's scheme and game plan that has played a part in this resurgence of the team?
Coach Phil is in early. He leaves late. He cares about it. I mean, in the offseason when we lost Coach Bruce to the Detroit Lions, I was hoping that Coach Phil would get the nod, and he did, and he's hit the ground running, and he's been learning on the fly, and we've been helping him throughout this transition period that he's had to endure. But just knowing that when the play call comes in, it could be the one to spring us. It could be the one that put us in the lead to get the momentum back. I mean, every single play on that call sheet could hit big with our talented running backs, with our wide receivers, tight ends, O-line, best in the league. I mean, you don't know when it's going to happen, but you just know it's going to happen, and we all have faith in that. No matter if it's the first play of the game or the last play of the game, we never lose faith. And then just having our defense to back it up. I mean, he praised the defense in one of the team meetings, just saying, I mean, thank you for having our back, because when we go into lulls, the defense is there to pick us right back up and not miss a beat. And that's something that's super important, because if one phase of the game isn't working and the defense can pick us up, or if they're in a lull, we can pick them up. And that's just something that tit for tat that Coach Beck always praises. And then just special teams making a big play, giving the offense great field position, or Sterling pinning them deep inside the 10 for the defense to give them a little more breathing room. So it's just an all 3-phase game, and we just have to go out there and trust Coach Phil, trust Coach Donnie, trust Coach Caskey, trust Coach Beck, trust all of them to put us in the right positions, and we just have to be there to make the plays.
You've got trust in each other, and we've got trust in you. Jerome Kapp, thanks so much for joining the show, and good luck Sunday at 5 o'clock in the conference championship against the DC Defenders.
Hey, thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Of course.
Battlehawks Hub is brought to you by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, among other things, but Lee's in particular. With the new Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken Battlehawks box, you can score up to 30% off of Battlehawks tickets, plus get 4 of their famous breast strips and a side of potato wedges for only $8.99, only at Lee's Famous for Chicken. Worth noting that Lee's Famous Recipe has not only extended their Battlehawks box promotion through the end of the postseason, they're donating $1 from every box sold to benefit the Battlehawks Disaster Relief Initiative with United Way of Greater St. Louis. Visit any of their 15 area locations to enjoy 4 of those famous hand-breaded chicken strips and order potato wedges and 2 dipping sauces. This show also brought to you by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code STL Sports. That's all one code STL Sports for new customers to play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Better payouts, bigger wins only with Pick 6 from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Judy, the only thing I knew about Kutztown, Pennsylvania, having driven through it before, is that they had an Arby's that was condemned. And now that we've interviewed Jerome Kapp, what a gracious guy and
Yeah.
what a fantastic man of character, bringing us inside the locker room just days before kickoff against DC.
Yeah, it has been so enlightening to have these players and coaches come on the show. When you already like love something, like it just makes you love it even more. I mean, they are so humble and kind and uh complimentary to each other, and it's incredible. Like it is I mean, I've never seen anything like it, and I just think that that's really cool, and it clearly is working and is attesting to this huge, win streak that we've had. But man, it is so cool. I love though that they're so, to hear, and it's got to be true when you hear it over and over how close they are and how tight they are. So, oh my gosh, Sunday's just going to be such a big day.
It's an interesting dynamic because you're playing in a league where a lot of these guys don't have anything to lose. Like they've either tried out at the higher level and been rejected, or they're trying to build a name for themselves and provide for their families. And so we see, as you mentioned, the humility and this great sense of camaraderie as they look to achieve something bigger. Winning is going to lead to more exposure. And for the Battlehawks, forget everything about last week and that rainy game in DC. However, riding a 6-game win streak, they are the hottest team in football, and they are favored by DraftKings to win this game. 2.5-point spread right now. And per DraftKings, plus 210 to win the UFL Championship outright. That is the best odds out of the remaining 4 teams. So Vegas likes the Battlehawks in this game, and I imagine you do too.
Oh yeah, very much, very much. And I mean, when Vegas is all in, it gives you a little bit extra of a nod. But you talking about that, so many of these guys are like they're playing for themselves, on all these other teams, and that clearly, again, that is what is setting us apart because, Jerome said it just now, and last week Kavion said it that they're not trying to be Superman. They're not trying to do it all themselves. Like they're coming in and making plays when they can, and being there to support the other members of the team, because at the end, that's all they're looking for is the W. They're not, looking to, if they get to, stack their stat sheet, cool. But if they don't, they're just looking for the W. And I mean, that is pretty selfless. That's pretty incredible. I'm kind of at a loss for words for it because a lot of athletes don't have that mindset.
Bigger picture here, and our producer Joe Roderick just dropped this in the chat. How badly does the UFL need the Battlehawks to win to prop this league up as it continues to operate into 2026 and beyond?
That same question was put out there last year. You hear a lot of people think that there are conspiracies in sports and they're fixed and yada yada. And so everybody already figured that since we got the championship game last year that we were going to win it all. Well, we saw that was not the case. And and our numbers are down a little bit this year after from last year. But no, I mean, it is huge because the numbers are declining all over the league, and including here. I mean, we're still strong enough, but wow, I mean, it would really turn things around even here and get us back close to that 40,000 mark where we were, last year, if we could win the championship this year. I mean, even if we make it to the championship this year, that'll make a huge difference. So, I mean, winning on Sunday is pretty huge.
I was working in the basement of Busch Stadium beginning of the summer of 2019. And at the time, I moved to take a job in Oklahoma. But as I was leaving, it was the day after the Blues had won the Stanley Cup. And there was just this sense around town that the city was kind of getting its swagger back. You had Mike Schilt with the Cardinals, and
Yeah.
Goldschmidt had just signed the extension, and the Blues had won the Stanley Cup. And there's rumblings about soccer and football and all this stuff. And it
Yeah.
seems like events in the past years have kind of pumped the brakes on that a little bit. However, this could definitely be a boon for the city, downtown economy, and just enthusiasm about the professional sport of football in St. Louis. One thing that could be detracting from attendance, and we mentioned this in weeks past, are the storms and the tornadoes that have
Yeah.
happened west in the south central U.S. And the Battlehawks announced yesterday that they've got a 5-pronged attack to help with the tornado relief effort, working with United Way of Greater St. Louis.
Incredible.
Pregame tailgate at Bear Plaza from 1:30 to 4:30. St. Louis Food Bank is helping them with a food drive and non-perishable goods drive, specifically canned goods, can openers, granola bars, cereal, but also body soap, shampoo, cleaning supplies, diapers, deodorant, things that can help people that are affected by the storms. Also, ticket proceeds. The UFL.com/Battlehawks tornado relief that will contribute $10 from every ticket sold to the United Way of Greater St. Louis Severe Storm and Tornado Relief Fund. You can round up at the register at section 153 at the UFL shop. You've got Nelly's specific Battlehawks line sold in that section. Also, the 50-50 raffle, a portion of those proceeds will go to United Way, their tornado relief fund, also RAC as per usual. And as I mentioned in the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken ad read, they are contributing $1 from every box sold to the Battlehawks Disaster Relief Initiative. So everyone rallying around here for the
Yeah.
tornado relief efforts, the storm relief efforts, helping people that have either been displaced or affected by those storms that tore through the area.
Yeah, I mean, that's really incredible to hear and to know that and putting all of that, you know, all of that forth, like that really still shows that, I mean, we are the community team and we are here to stay and we're making our mark. We're not, and I think that there are part of St. Louis is still kind of they're afraid to get on board that it's just going to disappear. So, that these types of things, I mean, one, how incredible it is that they're helping the city because it is some of the areas just wow. I mean, just devastating. It's so cool that they're doing that. But I mean, it just really shows their investment in the community and that, St. Louis, like they're here. They're here for us. Like it's really cool.
The continuity in this football program, if you want to use it in college terms, but this team, it's bringing back people from several years ago, and so to see the connection that's been made over the years, even if they don't live here full time, even if they only come in on game days, being hubbed in Arlington right now, you see that connection there. Absolutely. You want to take a look at the all UFL selections that were announced a couple days ago? Are you familiar?
Oh yeah, we have so many, so many. That was
Seven
that was
players.
exciting stuff. Yeah, that's a lot.
7 players, and that's tied with DC, and it's pretty obvious the game changers and the playmakers here. Running back Jacob Sailors sat out week 10 at DC, which, given the conditions, was the right call. He would have needed 15 yards to win the rushing title for the league. However, he does lead the league with 55.4 yards per game. Guard Steven Gonzalez has been a mainstay on the O-line, so has center Mike Panashuk. Peter Talmapeñu on the edge, Willie Harvey at linebacker, and then special teams getting 2 guys. Long slapper Alex Matheson, and then Rodrigo Blankenship, 21 of 22 on field goals this year. No surprises, and to be honest, probably 2 or 3 more guys well deserving of this honor. Thinking of a Travis
I
Feeney. Yeah.
Travis Feeney for sure. Yeah, there were a couple of snubs. There were, but I mean, to have 7 guys on your team get named to the the all team, that's pretty awesome.
You imagine if Max Duggan had been given a full season, a full 10 games, rather than the truncated 6+ that he played in a Battlehawks uniform. It is worth noting that he has a better completion percentage than Jordan Ta'amu. The DC Defenders quarterback. There is a lot of big plays or nothing. Tamu's 54.4 completion percentage is the worst among qualified quarterbacks. However, he was challenging for the league passing title in terms of yards. Max Duggan's about 3 percentage points higher, and Tamu doesn't throw the ball into coverage. He has the fewest interceptions by quarterbacks. That whole team up with him and Mike DeLillo, who really impressed with his legs, the severe weather notwithstanding there in the Defenders game. And opponents' defensive lines are not getting to Tamu. They're not sacking him. So got the work cut out for him, but it'll be an interesting quarterback battle in earnest this time between Duggan and Tamu.
Tamu doesn't have the legs. And I have to say, I think Max is a smarter player than he is. So, I mean, we definitely have the QB edge for sure.
One of my favorite moments, by the way, for any of you watching here, if you haven't left a comment, like, subscribe, please do that. Sports Hub STL is for you all the time, all year. But if you go back and watch the live stream, the post-game show against the Defenders, I would posit one of the best works of art that we've done on this channel. But I'm breaking mid-hit to turn around and say hi to Spencer Sanders, who at this point is third string, maybe not even a string quarterback. We knew each other back at Oklahoma State and no idea who I was. Just like threw up the what as he walked by. I was like, "Hey Spencer, how's it going?" He was catching passes pregame from Tamu, and I love that. I love that for us. They got Chris Rowland, who's a really big play threat. Other guys, they got Braylon Sanders. Like they got some dudes there on the receiving course. So we got to work that out.
Chris Rowland, talking about Chris Rowland, he of any team in the league he hates to lose to. He hates to lose to us. Like, we are his number one, public enemy number one. Like, okay, we lose to Birmingham, whatever. Like, that stinks. We lost. But it's like it fires up the blood when he plays the Battlehawks, and he wants to win against us more than any other team. Chris Rowland is very vocal about not wanting us to win.
And even go back to the days of AJ McCarron, there's always been a little bit of a chippiness and a competitive nature between the Defenders and the Battlehawks, two of the mainstays from the old XFL. On offense, the Battlehawks, and my apologies if I've said Orioles or O's once or twice in this show, not what I'm talking about, but I've been doing West Coast games all week, so my mind is very much on baseball. Fraction of a point per game better than DC, averaging about 0.6 more on total offense. Opponents are having a hard time even, dropping back. We saw some good sacks last week. Andre Mintz had one. They got Derek Robertson there, Joe Wall. So they got 3 of the best 10 sack leaders in this league. And at corner, DeAndre Baker defending roughly 10 passes per game. The Defenders have eked out some wins. 2 of their last 3 before the game down at Audi Field. 2 points for margin of victory against San Antonio, 3 against Arlington. And they lost by 3 to Houston. Things very up and down, but you can throw pretty much all of that out the window, right? Like this is for all the marbles, so to speak. It's either win or go home. And DC already having a win in the Battle Dome this year certainly bodes well. This is hopefully it's a good game. Like at the very minimum, if you show up to the Battle Dome on Sunday, you're going to see some quality football.
Yes. I mean, I absolutely think that both teams are going to be all in. I mean, this is considering DC is the next biggest market outside of us, that you're talking about 2 teams that this is huge bragging rights for both teams, just to their fan base alone. But I mean, to prove to their fan bases who's the best, because like I said, the Defenders fans, they are pretty cool. There's a few things that they have I'm a little jealous of, but I mean, they have a lot of similarity for their love of the team and the things that they do and showing up in the rain and all of those things. So, DC and St. Louis, they're very similar teams. So this is huge to prove to their fan bases too. I mean, I mean, because you want your fans to keep coming back. You want them to wake up at 6 a.m. on a Sunday to tailgate at 9 a.m. and be there all day. You want these things. You want the beer snake to go from here to the moon. And yeah, so I mean, keeping your fans engaged. So I mean, I really do think that this is going to be a huge game. It's going to come down to the last minutes of the fourth quarter, because I mean, they're not only are they playing for all the marbles, but they're also playing to keep their fans engaged, wanting them to come back next year.
We certainly hope for that. We're rooting for the long-term success of professional football in St. Louis, and I'm sweating just thinking about it. Final thoughts before you and I convene Sunday evening, 5 o'clock at the Battle Dome in St. Louis.
Final thoughts is just 3 more sleeps. Can't wait. And I am so excited, but I'm like trying to just be also like, I'm a little nervous because I don't want to get my heart broken either. I mean, we're only a month removed from the Blues breaking my heart. So I am I'm still, a little guarded. I am beyond excited. I love the team that we have on the field. I don't think that there's a better group of guys that we could put on the field right now. And the fact that what a close-knit team that they are. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see the game. I am excited to watch them come off the bus and high five all of them and just see us bring home a win.
Bring home a win indeed, and we'll come to you live from the Dome at America Center Sunday evening after the Battlehawks take on the DC Defenders. She's Judy Strawder. She's the #1 Battlehawks fan in the world. I'm Luke Slabaugh. I'm just a guy. So for now, I want to say thank you so much for tuning in to Battlehawks Hub Weekly. We're presented by Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, by HotShots, and by DraftKings. The crown is yours, Judy Strawder, for at least one more time this season. Take it away.